beautiful yogis. Sally McNally here at Unlock Mission in Ventura. This is the Buddhist study temple, and we love to do yoga here. And a lot of people have been telling me how they feel sluggish and bored and tired because they're sitting at home a lot because of this virus. So today's class is about energy, about boosting the energy, about turning on all the switches and getting that energy to flow again. So some of the poses might be a bit challenging. Just do what you can. And if you feel like a little bit of discomfort, if it's not pain, maybe keep going. But if it feels like too much, just stop, just sit down and wait until you get an urge to join us again. Most of you will be able to do this. It's still beginner's class, but it's a little bit more active. So let's close the eyes. Let's open the hands and lay the hands on your leg. And take that first long, deep breath. That breath that reminds you you're about to do your yoga. When you exhale, release and relax into yourself. And just keep breathing like that, long, slow, deep breaths. Remember that the yoga gives us an opportunity to truly be ourselves, connecting the mind, the body, and the spirit, so that even just for that little while we can feel complete, whole, united. So gather in all your energies on the inhale and relax into yourself as you exhale. Feel as though you were breathing with your skin, pulling in the prana all around you. Good. Feel as though the top of your head was opening and there was streams of light flowing right down into you. Feel the earth below you, as though the earth was opening up and offering its amazing energy upwards and into you. Gather it all up now on a big inhale. And on the exhale, relax into yourself, into who you are, into what you are. And then slowly open your eyes, look down at your hands, and think about the work you've done since you've last done your yoga. And then we offer that work up, clasping the hands together, turning the palms up into the sky. Push that ceiling off the building, press that floor into the earth. Big deep breaths. We're going to squeeze the fingers and then release. Open your fingers out wide, open your elbows, open your shoulders, and then just tap the floor and come all the way back up again. We're going to clasp, but this time take a different finger. First, squeeze the hands, press the palms up into the sky, lifting your thumbs, dropping the little finger side, and just drop your chin down. Feel how heavy the head is, but how relaxed the neck can be. Let's see how the front of the neck is as we lift up and take the head way back. Look up past your fingers, open your eyes, stick your tongue out and see if you can touch the sun with the tip of your thumb. Gather that lovely energy from the sun and then release your tongue, relax your eyes, relax every muscle in your face. And then slowly we'll take the head back to neutral and then release your hands, open out, open down, and we'll touch the floor. We're taking that right hand over to the left side, left hand behind, lift and twist. Lift and twist and turn. And breathe. Feel your way into your body and mind. And then release, coming back for a big inhale. Inhale through the fingertips. And on the exhale, take that left hand over, right hand behind. Lifting, twisting, turning. Keep gathering the energy. Expect the energy to come. It's right there. It's all around you. And then it's inside of you. Let's come back. Now we're going to release our legs by straightening them out in front. And remember, no matter what kind of practice we're about to do, it's nice to start with the same few poses. These may not be the ones you end up doing. You might have your own way of starting. But have a little ritual, a few moments where you come out of the ordinary and move into the extraordinary in your practice. We'll put the heel of the hand down. Now, just while we're sitting here, I want you to think about your feet and imagine that on each foot there's 4 points, 2 on the balls of the feet and 2 down on the base on the heels. Stretch out into those 4 points, activate and energize them as though there was light coming through your feet. Stretch out. Good, we'll be standing on those feet soon and I want you to think about those points when you're standing. Stretch out, create energy into your feet, and then release. We'll take the inside of our knees one at a time. Take the knees back. Good. Maybe take the hands behind you until you find that nice posture. Nice, tall, long back, long neck. And then if you feel like you can stay like that, you're going to take your hands around. Now remember, if you're a beginner, you might sit on a blanket. Just your sit bones, that might help you to have a better posture. We're going to do this with the knees now. Little butterfly wings. Feel the groin. And then press the knees evenly down, thread the rib cage forward, through the arms, lift up into the top of your head. And now we're going to breathe with the pelvic floor. Inhale, lifting, squeezing it up. And exhale, relaxing it back down. So your inhale, lifting the pelvic floor a little bit, and exhale, let it go back down. Good, one more time, inhale, lift, leave it there now. Leave it up high, pull the belly button in, drop your chin. And then release. Good, lifting your chin, relaxing your belly, relaxing the pelvic floor. Good, now start to feel the energy. When you feel the energy, don't be afraid of the energy. We're going to hold on to the big toes with the first 2 fingers of each hand. Now before you go into this, make sure there's lots of room around you. This is where we become like children again. Maybe some of you are children doing the yoga with us. That's great. Children are our best teachers sometimes in the yoga practice. So we're going to hold on to the big toes. We're going to come onto our sit bones. And we're going to stretch our feet up and out in front. Push out into your heels as you pull back into your toes. And then we're going to stretch out and open the legs. Stretch out into the heels. Good. Pulling on the toes. Stretch the heels away. Have an equal and opposite energy. And you're just on the sit bones, and once you stay there, you're fine, you're balanced. But we want to rock and roll a little bit now. So we're going to pull on the toes, and we're going to rock all the way back. See if you can tap your toes, and then come back up. And again, pull back and tap the floor, and come back up. Oh, that one's hard. Good. Have we got one more? Let's pull on the toes, tap the floor, come back up. Stretch out into your feet, lift the heart up. And now we're going to drop the legs down onto the floor for Uttanasana Konasana. Push the feet away and push the feet away. Come onto your fingertips, lift the hips up and push your hips towards the front of the mat. So we're just going to stay here like this and feel the energy now starting to flow through you like a lovely, soft, warm honey. Good. In through the legs, up through the back, down through the shoulders. Good. I'm going to take our hands here in front and just slide them out a little bit. Now we don't have to go very far here. Feel as though somebody was holding your thighs back here. You're just going to slide out, but you're going to keep your back nice and long. Lift the heart up. On your exhale, slide out. Good. Press the legs back. Lift the heart up. Good. A little bit more maybe. Inhale. And on the exhale, slide the hands out, press the legs down. We might get our elbows on the floor. And if you get your elbows on the floor, maybe rest your head. Press the legs, feel the energy, lots of energy in those legs. And then place the hands, lift the elbows, and slide your hands back in. We'll take the back of the knees at the same time. Pull those knees towards you. And here we're going to cross our ankles, roll forward, come onto your hands and knees. Hands and knees. So the cat and the cow. Inhale, lift your heart, drop your belly. You can turn your toes there. And exhale, release your feet, drop your head and round your back. Push the floor away. And 2 more with the breath. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round the back, push the floor away. Inhale, lift and open the heart, open the throat, open the eyes. And exhale, push the floor away. Good. And then come to a nice neutral place. From here we're going to turn our toes, lift the knees and push up towards the ceiling. Lift your hips all the way up, your heels are way up off the floor. And then slowly lower the heels and let your head come in there between your arms. Long, slow, deep breaths here now. Long, deep breaths. Let the energy flow. Notice if there's one part of your body showing up, complaining all the time. Remember, that's what you're looking for. You want to see where you need, to heal, to grow, to open, to release. Is it a knee? Is it a hip? Maybe it's something in your mind, in your heart. Good. Okay, so now we're going to come forward into a plank pose. We're going to try a few poses like this, and then we're going to tie them all together in a little flowy sun salutation. So here's a plank pose. You're going to press the floor away, stretch into the top of the head, stretch back into your heels, so that if somebody put a ping pong ball on the back of your neck, it would hopefully roll down your spine and down through the joint of your legs and off your heels. Lovely. Just hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, until the memory bank can paint the picture of the pose. Good. We're going to push back into our downward facing dog now. Separate your heels a little bit. Stretch the heels down towards the floor. Maybe wag the dog's tail. Remember, what we're looking for here today is a little motion, a little movement, a little bit of energy. We're going to inhale, look up between your hands and bend your knees and step your right foot to the front of the mat and then come down onto the left knee. Good. Now imagine that this back part, your back of your hips, was being pressed towards the front of the mat. And as that happens, this chest is opening up, a little bit of sunlight's getting in. So you can look up, open it even more. Spread across the collarbones. Now you notice I'm not using any supports here, but if you wanted, you could have 2 blocks. If this is so difficult that you can't get down, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You'd have choices. You could put your hands on blocks or your hands on the knee like this. They're all good choices there. Now we're going to glue that right heel to the floor and glue our belly to our thigh and just lean back, lifting the toes towards the ceiling. You could turn your fingers towards the back of the mat. Maybe look at your knee. Your knee doesn't have to be completely straight. What we're looking for here is that you press that right heel down to get the nice feeling of stretching in the back of that hamstring. Good, and then bend the knee. We're going to walk that foot over there to the right side of the mat. So now a little block might come in handy here for you. So see the way I'm inside the leg, you could put your elbows on the block, work the back knee back a little bit, open the hips. Good, you could turn your block down a notch. Keep it inside the knee. You could turn it all the way down. Some people will be able to get rid of it all the way and get both elbows down. And then you drop your head and just feel your way in there. Tight places, sore places, places that have been on the couch way too long. And then to come out of this, we come up onto our hands like this, pull that back knee forward, turn your back toes and lift the back knee off the ground, and then step that right foot back. Look where we are, back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push down and into the floor. Spread the shoulder blades. We'll inhale, look up, bend the knees, step up with that left foot. Now you're on your right knee. Good, so it's like a lunge, it's monkey tail pose. So again, you could be on your fingertips on the floor, you could be on two blocks, or you could come all the way up here. So nobody minds where you are, so long as you're doing your practice. Do your practice. Do some yoga, you'll feel better. Good. Then after a few moments, we'll walk this foot over here to the left side of the mat and we'll come to the inside. So remember, you'd have your choice here. Elbows to the block might be fine. And just take a few breaths there. Maybe you want to stay there. Or maybe you want to turn the block down a wee bit. Or maybe down all the way. As you get lower to the floor, you might think about taking that back knee towards the back of the mat a little bit. And that's going to bring you closer to your goal of getting those elbows down. Now, as you're here, there's a lot of activity going on here in this hip. The hip is going, what? You want me to do what? Send the breath in there. Send your understanding, your patience, your compassion to the tightest, sorest place. And then the work is done. Come back up onto your hands. Remember, you want to pull that back knee back. Turn the toes, lift the back knee for a moment. Send energy shooting down to the inner right heel and then step that left foot back. We're back home, Adho Mukha. Long, slow, deep breaths. Good, okay. We're going to inhale forward into plank. Step the feet together if that feels right. Wriggle the feet back if you need to. Find yourself so that you feel like a plank of wood, very strong, very stiff. You're not in an arch like this, your bottom's not up too high, you're somewhere in the middle. Not too hot, not too cold, like Goldilocks. We're going to come onto the front of the feet, drop the hips, and take the chest through the arms. And then maybe the knees will come up. It's okay if they want to stay on the ground. Look up at one point. Curl around your kidneys. And then turn the toes and we'll all push back into downward facing dog. Wag the dog's tail again. Okay. So now staying on the back of the feet 3 times, we're going to inhale through to Urdhva Mukha and exhale back to Adho Mukha. So it's inhaling forward to upward facing dog, exhaling back downward. Last one, inhale upward and exhale downward. And now start to walk slowly towards the front of the mat, like slow motion, as though your feet were stuck on really sticky chewing gum. Walk up in there between your hands and just stand in Uttanasana just for a moment. Your knees can be bent. Big deep breaths. We'll take our hands to the hips, push into the feet and come up with a strong yogi back. Okay, so remember now, today we're generating energy. So feel as though the poses and the breath and the sun and the wind and everything, all the elements all around you are pumping energy into you. And that your body is receptive to that energy. Good, so we take our hands together to the heart. So we're just going to look down at our thumbs. The first thing we want to do is just going to open the hands out and look up. So you're expecting a friend to arrive. Om Matriyanama, our great friend the sun. And we'll close. And we'll just do it again. Inhale, open, maybe a little wider this time. And then we'll close. And last one, we'll open as wide as we can, create a little back bend. And exhale, close. Good. At this time, we'll take a big inhale and we'll drop the hands down and we'll take the hands up and exhale, forward fold. We'll come forward and we'll just touch the ground with our fingertips. If you need to bend your knees, it's okay. Inhale, look up once and exhale, forward fold over the legs. We're going to come back up on the next inhale. Hands out to the side, big wide wings. All the way up, a little teeny back bend and hands back to the heart. And again, 2 more, moving with the breath. Inhale. Each time, create a deeper back bend. And on the exhale, as we come forward, lay more on your legs. Belly tie, even if you have to bend your knees. Now, fingers on the floor. Inhale, look up with a long back. Exhale, forward fold, drop your head. We're coming back up on the inhale. Fill yourself up. Good. Feel the energy starting to fill you up all the way into all the little nooks and crannies. Last one. Wider, wider, wider. Open the heart up. Deeper back bend. Exhale. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Half a forward fold. Exhale. Uttanasana. And then inhale. All the way up into the sky. Little back bend and exhale back to your heart. Good. Okay. That was the first one. Second one. We're going to do maybe 3 of each. Inhale again. Do that nice movement. And we're just going to tie some of the movements we've been doing together. This time we're coming forward and down. And we're going to bend both knees and step that right foot to the very back of your mat. Lift it and take it all the way to the back of the mat. Now a little safety thing here. We want this left ankle to be under the knee. If the ankle is way back here, the knee gets too stretched, it's overstretched. So we lift the foot and bring it up here in front of us. Okay, so this is the first one. So remember we did this one already, monkey tail pose. We're going to place our hands and we're going to step this left foot back to the back of the mat and we'll arrive in plank pose. Just notice it, hold it for a little bit. And then move on. Now this time, we're going to put our knees on the floor. Bend your elbows back against your ribs and put your chest and your chin on the floor. Some people like to put their forehead on the floor. Good, now just notice everything's touching the ground except that bottom is up. And then straighten out the body. Drag the hands to the back of the mat, lift your head and your heart. Little tiny baby snake. Good, we're going to inhale, come higher, leave your belly button on the ground. Big snake. And then turn your toes and push back, downward facing dog. We inhale, look up, bend the knees and step forward with your right foot. I'm doing the opposite to you because I'm your mirror. Monkey tail. Here's our little monkey tail pose. And then take another breath and we'll step that left foot forward. Now be very direct. Tell your feet where you want them to be. Good. We're going to press into the feet and we'll inhale, come back up. Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale back to the heart. We'll do the very same thing now on the other side. Big inhale. Fill yourself up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingers on the ground, bend your knees. We're stepping now this left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Come down onto the left knee. Make sure this right ankle is either below the knee or a little bit in front is fine. Hips are dropping towards the front of the mat. Now we're going to step this right foot to the back of the mat. Strong arms in plank, stretch through the top of the head. Notice the energy's showing up now. We're going to put our knees down. Bend the elbows, put your chest, let your chest touch the ground if you can. Then your chin or your forehead. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And then straighten out the body. We lift our head and our heart. Squeeze the ribs in as though you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste. And take another inhale and come higher. Smile. Turn your toes and push back, downward facing dog. All the way back. I'm going to inhale, look up, bend the knees and step forward with that left foot. Step forward with your right foot. Remember the feet are together. It's like a lily pad. You're stepping onto your lily pad. I'm going to inhale, reach out, come up, all the way up. And exhale into your heart. Good. So sometimes you get a little breathless while you're doing stuff like this. So just slow it down at home, practice holding certain places where you can catch your breath. But if you feel okay, we'll keep moving. Second round, inhale, we're going to add a little bit. Inhale all the way, fill your lungs up. And then exhale, empty your lungs all the way to the bottom. Bending your knees, step that right foot to the back of the mat. Right knee down, and we'll take both hands up. And then release, place your hands, step that left foot to the back of the mat. This time we'll just notice plank, there's plank, and move on. Knees, chest, chin. Exhale into the earth. And this time we'll inhale all the way up onto our belly button. And exhale all the way back into our heels. A little faster this time. Inhale, right foot forward. Taking the arms up. Good. Release back down and step that back foot to the front of the mat. Standing on that lily pad, reaching into the morning sky. Little back bends always help. Exhale back to the heart. Pick it up with the next breath. Left side. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward and down, bending your knees, we're stepping that left foot to the back of the mat, we're reaching through the ceiling, release back down, step your right foot back, strong arms in plank, soft like a drop of water, knees, chest and chin, exhale. Inhale, Bhujangasana, that's king snake. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale your left foot forward. Reach, can you touch the sun? Releasing back down, we're stepping that right foot forward and then inhale, come on up, reach back, hands together, come back home. Good, and just stand. Now notice, is your heart beating like fast? Is the heart saying, oh, I need more oxygen, where can I get more oxygen? Take it in through the breath. Long, slow, deep breath. And sometimes you can even place your hand on your heart and watch and listen and notice as it slows down. The heart says, oh, thank you. Thank you for the gift of prana. I don't have to worry anymore. So now we're going to do that once more, and this time, big deep breaths. We're not going to stop anywhere along the way. Off we go. Inhale. Reaching up, a little back bend. Exhale, forward and down. Very same thing, bending the knees, step your right foot back and reach up. Release back down, step your left foot back. Strong arms in plank and then knees, chest, chin, bend the elbows to get there. Inhale forward onto your belly button and exhale back into your heels, down dog. Inhale your right foot forward, we're reaching up. Release back down, step that back foot forward. Good, stand on the lily pad, inhale up into the sky, and exhale back to the heart. Good, open the arms even wider, a little deeper back bend. Exhale, come and lay down over your legs. We're bending our knees and we're stepping that left foot back. Good, we're reaching, reach for that energy. Release, place the hands, step your right foot back. You're in plank, and then your knees, your chest and your chin. Exhale. Inhale, big snake. Exhale, back, downward facing. Inhale that left foot forward and reach. Okay, you're done. We're stepping that right foot forward and we're pressing onto the lily pad, taking energy up through our feet, little back bend and hands together at the heart. And then stand in Tadasana. So remember energy. If you start thinking, oh, I'm tired, I'm breathless, just pause and pull the energy in. Where can you get the energy from? Don't let your mind drain the energy with thoughts. Sometimes the mind is like, but it's hard, I don't like it. Turn that switch on to, it's hard, I'm going to get strong, I'm going to get energy. We're going to bend our knees. This is a little different, a little more challenging. So you could maybe touch the floor with your nails and take your hands behind. See how your belly spills out this way? We want to pull it back in. So bring the belly back into the pelvis and look up. Reach up, look up between your hands. Utkatasana. Very awkward pose. If it feels kind of wrong, then you're doing it right. And then reach up to straighten the legs. The hands might join. Open the clouds. Come forward and down. Hands on the floor. Maybe fingertips. Inhale, look up. Long back. Remember this one? We're taking this first one really slow. And then you're going to bend your knees, and most of us will want to just step back into that plank pose. You could hop back into a chaturanga, which is like a push-up. And when we arrive here, you'll have a choice. You could lower down knees, chest, chin, or just bend your elbows a little bit like that. That's called baby chaturanga. And then come on to the front of your feet. Inhale, look up. Upward facing, and then turn the feet and push back, downward facing. Good. Now take a breath here. If you're getting sweaty, that's right, that's good. Now inhale, look up, bend both knees. We're going to step that right foot to the front of the mat. Turn the back heel down. Press into the feet. Now remember, the energy is coming up into your feet. Use that energy to lift yourself up over your body, and then take your hands up and reach up. Energy coming up through the ground and then coming down through the sky, in through your nose, into your skin. Maybe you'll join the hands. So this is a warrior pose, Virabhadrasana 1. So we're just going to hold it and feel it. Think the hips in line with the front of the mat. Turn that back foot a little bit towards the front left corner of your mat. We're going to take one more breath. And on the exhale, release. Feel as though you're opening a very mysterious veil somewhere inside of yourself. Getting to know yourself. We're going to place the hands. Now we have a choice. We could step back into that plank or step back into your little chaturanga. Good. We're going to inhale forward again and exhale back again. Good. Notice how the work is in the joints and the muscles. All of that's going to make everything stronger. Inhale, look up, bend your knees, step up with that left foot, turn that back heel down, press into the floor and lift yourself up. Amazing energy comes to you with this kind of practice. You could cross the thumbs if you want to, or switch the cross when you get to the other side. Reach up into your fingers. So here you want to bend that front knee towards the front of the mat. Think towards your toes. Don't let your knee come to the center. One more inhale. We let it go on the exhale. Coming forward and down. Now deliberately pick a place. Place your hands. We're going to step this foot back. You might find plank, or you might find that little chaturanga. We'll inhale forward and exhale back. Now this is a lovely downward facing dog because it becomes a place of relaxation. You can hold for maybe a few breaths. Some people hold for 3, some people hold for 5. We're just going to hold for 3. But listen to your breath. Listen to the quality of the breath coming in. Notice how the body is willing to breathe for you now. Good. And now we're going to inhale, look up, and you have a choice. You could step one foot and then the other to the front of the mat, or you could practice bending your knees, looking up, and then hop both feet at the same time onto your little lily pad. And then we come back out of this the same way we went in. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Remember, pull the belly in, drop the lower back, bring the hands up, reach for the gift of your wonderful friend, the yoga, the energy, the life force. And then reach up, hands together, straighten the knees, take the hands back and just pause. We'll stand in Tadasana for a minute. So now we're going to tie all of that together and we're not going to stop anywhere along the way. If you're sweating, yes, that's great. Okay, so imagine that the sweating was coming heat from the inside, washing out through the skin, taking away any little chemicals and things that we don't want. Bend your knees. Utkatasana. Inhale. Pull the belly button in. Look up. Straighten the knees. Exhale. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Half a forward fold. Now you could step back or jump back. We want to find a little chaturanga like this. And then inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale your right foot forward, back heel down. All the way, this is all in one inhale. Just touch the hands. And then exhale, release it. Back to the chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale that left foot forward, back heel down, pressing into the floor. Good, lift yourself into the sky and then release on the next exhale. Inhale upward and exhale downward. And look at how nice, we're home, we're back in our friend, downward facing. And breathe. Control the breath. Slow the heart rate. Let the heat warm the muscles. Good, and then bend the knees. Inhale, look up. On the exhale, you could step one foot or jump both. Bend the knees. Inhale, come up. Utkatasana. Straighten the knees, hands together, and come back home. Good. Was that 2? That was 2. We got another one in us. Let's do one more. And we'll throw a few surprises in just to make it more interesting. Okay, standing. Tadasana. So if you want, you could place your hand on your heart. Ask yourself, is my heart telling me something? Is it saying I need more breath? Listen to the heart. Give it more breath. And watch as the breath and the heart figure it out and everything becomes calm very quickly. Off we go. Utkatasana. Inhale. This will be the last one. Pull the belly button in. Exhale. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, long back. Exhale, you can hop back or step back, chaturanga. Keep the elbows close. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho. Inhale, right foot forward, back heel down. Good, big deep breath here. Good. Now pause. Here we're going to lift that back heel and roll this left hip forward. And start to come down over the bent leg. So we're moving from this first warrior into the third of the warriors. Step the back foot closer
And then reach forward. As you lift that back leg, straighten your standing leg. Big deep breath. Stretch back into the back heel, gaze at one thing and smile. You're doing great. Bend the standing leg, drop that back foot back down. We arrive back here. Long deep breath. And then release. Placing the hands, sweep that right foot back to chaturanga. Inhale upward, exhale down. Inhale your left foot forward, back heel down, pressing into the feet. Now remember, gotta have those feet in the right position. That's the foundation of your pose. Reaching up. We're moving on. We're going to lift the back heel, roll our right hip a bit forward. So we want to lay down on this bent leg a little. You can step the back foot closer and then launch yourself like a missile of love out into the world. Because we're peaceful warriors. Stretching forward, you can gaze at one spot. Good job. And then bend the standing leg, drop the back foot down, look up, big inhale. We're releasing on the exhale. Find the chaturanga if you can. You can always do knees, chest, chin. Inhale up and exhale down and hold and breathe. Good. And we'll walk the dog. Just bend one knee and then the other one. Slow the breath. Slow the thoughts. Don't be worried. Everything's going fine. And then bend both knees. Inhale, look up. On the exhale, see if you can hop lightly to the front of the mat. Bend the knees. Inhale, come on out. Good. Now notice where the belly is. Pull it in and drop it out. Pull it in and drop it out. Pull it in, drop it out. Good. A few times. Get a little movement there inside. And then pull it in, leave it in, drop the lower back. Straighten your knees and take your hands back to the heart. And stand. Good. Nice and warm now. Okay, now we're ready to do some yoga. So, we're going to move now from that little activity into our standing poses, where we'll get to hold and soak in the goodness of our poses. So the first one I want to do is triangle, and I'm going to put my mat this way. See if this is, you want me to leave it the other way? Yeah. Okay, we'll do this. And if you have that block or that box or those books that are helping you, we'll bring that onto the mat. So we're standing in the center of the mat. So we don't want to lose the momentum. So try not to rest too much in between these kind of poses during this kind of practice. Kind of trying to build a fire, trying to get a fire going. And you want it to be a big flame inside. Burning out impurities and keeping you bright and light for the rest of the day. Off we go, standing Tadasana. And then bending your knees. Here you have a choice. You could step your feet like this, one at a time. Or the other option, which helps to strengthen our bones. Bending the knees, inhale, and on the exhale, hop lightly. And see how lightly you can actually hop. So we're going to turn that left leg in, right leg out. Stretching out into your fingers. Big deep breaths. And on the exhale, reach out over that right leg. Let the hips float back. Reach out, and then turn right hand to the shin, left hand to the sky. You can always use a block. And sometimes when you're warm to start, you might notice that it's easier to do the poses. So your focus here is on correcting your pose while you're in it. See if that right hip is sticking way out. Bring it in. Is this front knee bent or going in this way? Straighten it, pull it up. So you're pulling that knee up towards the hip. You want to line up that right ankle with your right shoulder, with your left shoulder, with your fingertips. And then the final thing is to rest the eyes on one spot, preferably that upper thumb. Good, and that's it. Once you're done, you're going to press into the back heel and inhale, come back up. Bend the knee to come out, turn. So we're just moving on, we just keep going on. Turning, turning, turning. Exhale over that left leg. Good. Reach out, let the hips float back a little bit if they want to. Reach out and then turn, left hand down and right hand up. So it's the same thing. You want to line up the joints. Ankle, knee, hip. And then from the floor up, you want to line up that shoulder with the top shoulder with the hand up in the air, and then find one little thing to gaze at, smile at, maybe the upper thumb. And then press into the back heel, come back up, turn, and we'll step or jump the feet together. Just stand and breathe. Good, so this is very energetic. And it also releases a lot of endorphins into your body. So a lot of people, when they practice like this, they say, well, you know, that back pain is gone, or my headache is gone, or my knee pain, because endorphins act like a natural painkiller. We see that in labour. When women are allowed to labour long enough, all the endorphins build up and she's not having a good time, but not maybe asking for too much medication. So here we are, bending the knees, inhale, on the exhale, can we hop lightly, like feathers? We're turning now to the right, just like we did. This time we're going to tie Ardha Chandrasana to that triangle pose. That last one was Utthita Trikonasana. Now we're going to do Ardha Chandrasana, the moon pose, because the moon has been so beautiful. Let's exhale over that right side. Good. Right hand down, left hand up. Big deep breaths. And then we just move on. So we're using the triangle to get to the half moon. We're going to bend the right knee. You can bring your block with you. You might step the back foot closer. You could put your hand on your hip. These are all ways of getting into the pose. You could put the block a little bit out there so you lift your back leg. You could practice that. Or you could keep this right arm on the outside, reach out, just maybe put on your fingertips on the floor, and then lift the top arm, stretch out into the back heel, and gaze at one spot. And breathe, and smile, and enjoy a little moon energy in there. And then bend the standing leg, and we're going to stretch this top foot to the back of the mat and immediately straighten your right knee. So we come back the way we went in, and then inhale, come back up, turn your feet and step the feet together. Great. And off we go. The other side. Hop lightly. Each time try to be lighter and lighter. Light as a feather. Turning the feet to the left, we're exhaling over that left leg. Think the triangle first, get that triangle shape. Line up all those joints, then it's going to be easier to balance. We'll bend the standing leg, big deep breaths. You could bring your block with you. You could step the back foot closer. When you place your hand, you want it to be maybe 18 inches in front. So kind of measure that in your mind. You want this thumb to line up with the little toe. And then concentrate on straightening the back leg, reaching up into the top hand and gazing at one thing and smiling. I love the moon. And then bend the front knee, stretch that right foot to the back of the mat, immediately straightening that left leg. We're back in the triangle. And then inhale, come back up, turn and jump or step the feet together. Good. All the joints, all the bones, all the muscles, all the nerves paying attention now. Big deep breaths. Good. And off we go again. Bend the knees, inhale, hop lighter than before. Good. Turning the feet to your right. Good. Now imagine somebody's holding this back hand as you bend that right knee. Somebody wants to pull you back that way, but you want to get over that way. And that's a really nice way of getting into Virabhadrasana 2. We want to bend this knee into a 90-degree angle, but we don't want to collapse this back leg. So it's a movement in this direction. Both legs moving back. Strong arms, and then turn, gaze out over the front hand. Now don't look back at this hand, but feel your way back there. See if it's the same height. See if the wrist is crooked. Straighten it all up. Gaze at one spot. And then straighten that knee. We're going to leave the arms up to build strength. And just turn, 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 turn. Now that person is holding onto the right hand as you want to bend that left knee. They're pulling you back that way as you bend the left knee. Pulling you back that way as you bend the left knee. And this is just a nice way of keeping your spine straight. You want the top of the head to be over the perineum. Have that like a tubular energy going up through the body. Don't want to be over here in the future. Don't want to be back there in the past. I want to be right here, right now with you. And then turn, gaze out over your front hand. Feel your way into the pose. Bring forth your warrior nature. I know your mind is saying, but my arms are tired and sore. It's okay if you need to let go, but it's okay too if you hold on. And then the work is done. We're straightening that knee, turning the feet, and just step the feet together. Okay, we're nearly done. Just notice if the heart is like asking for energy, pull in the energy, bring the energy from some flowers that you saw this morning, from the birds singing, from the sun on your skin. Inhale it all in and settle the heart. Off we go. Inhale. On the exhale, silent. Good. Turning the feet to the right. So just that same thing, Virabhadrasana 2. Find your way down, down and into that hip. Now we're going to reach over and you can put your elbow on your knee. That's fine to start. This backhand, let's turn the palm up and keep this wide open here in front. And take that arm over the side of your head so that you're able to look up past your arm. Gaze at one spot. Now if you're used to doing this pose or you feel really like you want to go deeper, you have your block. You can keep that back there behind your ankle. You could turn it down. And each notch of the block gets you deeper and deeper into the pose. Expand and open, release. Whatever it is that's holding you back, holding you down, let it go. Let it go on the exhale. Open your ribs. This is such a great pose. Find yourself in this pose. Now to come out of this pose, use this top hand to lift you back up into Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the knee and just keep going. Go to the other side. Turn, turn, turn. Now this right rib cage is saying, open me too. Exhale, bend the left knee. Soften the groin. And people say, but what's my groin? It's just that little area in here. Soften it as you move into the pose. Reach forward, elbow to knee. Look back as though you're looking back into your past. See all of the good things in your past. All of the good things. Pull them forward now. Bring them forward into your future. We're looking at past the arm. Let yourself have that. Sometimes we drop our head back and look up at the palm of the hand. But today I just want you to look up past your arm and then work the pose. You're stretching into the right hand, back into the right foot. And then to go deeper, you could put your hand on your block. Turn the block down after a while, maybe eventually getting to the floor. You want to squeeze that bottom left hip. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Look up at one spot and smile. Smile because you're still able to do your yoga. You're strong, you're healthy. Now to come out, find your right hand. And inhale, come up. We want to come up the way we went in. Straighten that left knee. Turn and step the feet together. Good. And stand. So we're almost done. Almost there. One more little bit. Hands together. Bend the knees. See how light your energy is now. Getting lighter. We'll take our hands to our hips and look up. Let yourself be vulnerable. Let yourself be open, receptive, magnetic, feminine. Pull that energy in. And then start to come forward, hinging at the hips, as though your heart had just opened up and all of the amazing things that you found in your yoga spilling out, and you're able to look down like a waterfall of beautiful energy onto the mat. And then place your hands down in that energy. See if you can get your hands in underneath your body a bit. Make your back long, pull your knees up. And then press down into the floor, look up. Lift the heart. Good. Keeping the toes a little bit turned towards each other, straight legs. We're going to dive into that wonderful pool of energy on the mat. Dive in there. Bend the elbows. So here, you want to be able to try and look up under your bottom. That might take about 6 years to get there. If you can't do that, you might be able to get your head onto a block. And it might be a little bit out like this, but after a while, the body starts to soften and relax, and you'll find a place where you can stay and hold. Okay, but this will be our goal, to get in here. And it's a lovely place to be. Let's inhale, come up. Now take your hands out here, just in front of your body. Sometimes people, when they go into that pose, they end up just here. But remember, our goal is to come in underneath. But here's a different pose. Good. Lift the heart. Not wet. Let's walk the hands out now. Press back into the tops of your femurs. Walk the hands out, like an elephant's trunk, reaching for the edge of the river to get a little sip of the cool river. And then pause, hold that, hold your deepest extension. And then slowly bring the hands back, in onto the shoulders, straighten, inhale, look up. And from here, see if you can place the hands on the hips, come back up, and step the feet together. Ooh.
Throw in the towel.
Ooh. Okay, we have one more standing pose. And we're just going to step off the mat as though we were stepping into a magical fairyland, into a beautiful forest, beautiful trees. And just stand on that right foot and bend the left knee. God, remember the energy in the earth. Reach down, reach with those roots. Feel 4 points on your foot. We'll take that left foot and place it all the way up there. So you want to get it as high on your leg as you can. Hands together at the heart. Gaze at one spot and breathe. Good. And if the energy comes and you want to grow into a nice tall tree, go with that. But as you grow up into the bright sky, go ahead and grow down into the cool black soil below. Gather the energy. Be the energy. What kind of tree are you today? And then slowly come back out the same way you went in. We release the hand, release the leg, and step into the next moment of your life. Really feel that it is another moment. How are you going to live these moments? When we do yoga, we live our moments really well. Take this right foot and take it up. Take it all the way up, as high as you can. Now when you're learning, it's okay to do this at a wall, and it's okay just to put your foot on the other foot. But don't put your foot on the knee. You don't want to stand on the knee joint. Hands together. Press the hands in front and breathe. And then start to grow. Feel the energy. Let the energy take you to where you want to be. Grow up into the tips of your leaves. Grow down into the tips of the roots. Feel as though the roots are just sipping little pieces of nutrients. Feel the leaves opening, smiling themselves, opening to the sun. Be the kind of tree that a bird would build her nest in. And then slowly we'll come back home, releasing the hands, releasing the legs. We'll come back to the mat. So let's get our mat. So there was so many standing poses that we could have done. So I invite you all to learn them all. So all of those poses that we did, if we were doing a little bit more advanced level 2, we would be twisting those poses as well. So there's a twisted version of all of those poses. But our time has run out. So now it's time to come back. We'll sit down like this. We'll take one foot behind the other and just bend the knees as though you were going to sit, teasing the joints, teasing the muscles, and then pushing back up into the air and switch. Just a little way to strengthen the ankles and the knees. And then bend, keeping the spine nice and straight. And this time we're going to sit. Good. So sitting first in Dandasana. And just notice how you feel. And then pulling the feet into you, wrapping your hands around and just cuddling yourself, maybe dropping your head to your knees. Anyway, just hold yourself and then release and lay down. From here, lay down, and when we come into Shavasana, come consciously to the pose, just like you did with all of the poses we did. Lay out your hands. Leave a little space in underneath your arms for some air. Palms turned up. Maybe straighten one leg. Let the foot fall apart there. And then straighten out the other leg and let the foot fall to the side. So I want you all to just stay in your Shavasana just like this. Our goal is to release and relax all the different parts. So start now today with your skin. You might notice that your skin is moist, it's warm, it's pliable. Go inside your skin. Go behind your skin. Start to relax what's behind there. Relax the muscles now. Find muscle layers and imagine that you can see what's under your skin. The colour of your muscles. How your muscles must feel now that they can relax. All the work is done. All the tension is squeezed out. Now everything is soft. Go below the muscles. What's in there? Find nerves. Find blood vessels. Release them, relax them. See shiny nerves, just relaxed. No messages need to be transferred right now. Everything can be calm. See the blood vessels and a beautiful stream of prana flowing through the blood vessels. Nothing to stop that stream of energy to get where it needs to be. Go below that. Go deeper. Go to the bones. Find the bones. Relax your bones. What do your bones look like? What colour are they? What must they feel like? Is there anything soft in the bones? How about the very, very centre of the bones where your little red blood cells are being born this moment? Find one tiny little blood cell being born and breathe into it. Breathe into it. Make it pure and shiny as it flows through you. Then find all the organs in your body. What would it feel like if you could relax the muscles of your heart? What would that feel like? Your liver. Is your liver heavy? Is there stuff in your liver that shouldn't be there? Relax your liver. Let that stuff flow away. Let your liver be shiny. Let your liver smile. How are your kidneys doing? In your brain, can you relax your brain? Can you imagine your brain becoming softer, softer?
softer and softer, so soft. So soft that it turns like kind of mushy. And from mushy it turns into a fluid. And from that it turns into a beautiful clear lake of water. So still, so clean, that your eyes could float on the top of that lake of your brain and just look down and just see how peaceful you can be. And then leaving the body totally relaxed, just like that, just go to the breath for a moment. What does the breath sound like? Does it sound like the ocean? Are you the ocean? Is the ocean you? Are you nature experiencing herself in this very moment? And then your mind, what was your mind thinking of just now? What would it be like not to have any thoughts, or not to hold on to any thought? Let the thoughts just float by, just like they were words floating through you. Find the space between the words and slip in there. Very slowly, start to move your fingers and your toes. And bending your knees, roll to your right side. And just give yourself enough time there to experience the breath and the feelings and your physical self again. But hold on to the peace you might have found in yoga. And then coming back up into a comfortable cross-legged sitting place. Taking the hands together there in front of your heart. And closing the eyes softly now, soft eyes. Sit tall, sit light, sit bright. We close our class with the sound of Om 3 times. Inhale. Om. Though you may hold your sword in a shaky hand, I see the demons you are slaying. Carry on, warrior, you are stronger than you realize. Sarah Beth McClure. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Please practice your yoga, you'll feel better.